Chinese President Hu Jintao is to pay a state visit to the United States from January 18th to 20th. He will visit Washington, D.C., Chicago, meeting U.S. President Barack Obama, congressmen, business leaders, and people from other circles. We have talked to leading U.S. experts on China to share their expectation for Hu's visit.
It is terrific that the President of China is going to come to Washington, D.C. and be welcomed as a state visitor. That the symbolism of that is, in my view, the most important thing. It's the President of China and the President of the United States standing up and saying, we are going to jointly confront the problems in this world. And it will give people in China and people in the United States the belief that jointly we may be able to overcome some of these problems.
And I think everybody agrees that we really need to reset the terms of engagement between the U.S. and China. We've done pretty well to date, but we're beginning to have a phenomenon where presidents meet and the relationship gets better. Then it begins to slide downhill. Various issues begin to arise. And they have to meet again, it gets better, then it slides downhill again. So I think what that says is we need a different kind of an assumption, a different kind of a framework where both sides, hopefully, could agree that one way or another, the U.S. and China are in this together, and both will commit themselves to working out problems without reaching for precipitous action that can throw the two countries and the bilateral relationship off track. That's my hope.
Well, I think that the Hu Jintao visit will be a very important visit, and these heads of state visits are key milestones in a relationship. I happen to feel that both countries, despite the inevitable competition and inevitable friction. I mean, the bigger you are, the closer you are, the more you rub, right? That they've done a good job of managing their relationship, and they both realize how important it is.
Well, I think this will be an important occasion for China and the United States to get relations back on a positive track. I think that's certainly in the interest of both countries. And I see some encouraging signs on the Chinese side that that's what they want to do.
I think it's very significant, both in general terms, because the relationship is very important to the two countries and to the region and, in fact, to the whole world. So I think anytime there's a meeting of both leaders, it's significant. But it's especially significant, as you suggest, because the last year has seen some rather serious strains. Ones that concern me particularly are the ones, the sort of maritime issues in East Asia, and particularly because some of those issues involve our two militaries, which is always of particular concern. So I think this is a significant time for the two leaders to get together to discuss some of these issues. And what I hope and expect will happen is they will reaffirm the overall importance of the relationship and find constructive ways to address these questions.
But I'm optimistic. I think the bottom line is United States and China need each other. We should change our mindset, which is the Cold War mentality, which is a 17th or 18th century mentality. It's a zero-sum game of international system. I think we enter era, we should not seek enemies. We should not even seek common enemies. We should deal with common challenges. Common challenges could be nuclear non-proliferation, could be climate change, could be terrorism, and probably most recently, the financial crisis really hurt both countries, and still ongoing. I think countries learn lessons from their previous experience. We should learn right lessons, not draw some wrong conclusions.
Well, I think a visit by the President of China and the Party General Secretary is always of great significance. I think it comes at a good time. The fact that the trip was scheduled for now has led to an improvement in U.S.-China relations. I think President Hu did not want to come here and have a hostile reception. I think our relations have warmed up considerably in the last few weeks, especially with respect to the Korean Peninsula problem. I think the Chinese government has shown increased activism in trying to improve the situation on the Korean Peninsula in recent weeks, and that has made the atmosphere for President Hu's visit quite good. I think we also realize on both sides that we need each other, and we can work together on many questions, if not all.
State visits are always a bit of a puzzle until we see how the two people react to each other, how their staffs have planned the visits. We don't know this, those of us on the outside yet. You could have a lot coming out of a state visit, or it could be a pro forma kind of visit. I think in this case both sides have done intensive planning. And I think it's interesting that it comes in this wonderful year, 2011, 100 years after the first Chinese Revolution led by Dr. Sun Yat-sen. And I think expectations for 2011 are very high in China on lots of issues. And I think the United States would like to deepen the relationship with China.
Many of these experts have been dealing with U.S.-China relations for decades. They have pinned high hope for President Hu's visit. This is Chen Weihua and Zhang Yunbi in New York, and Tan Yingzhi in Washington reporting.